With that, right now, I would say I think the questions were also alluding to that, right? With AI powered attacks becoming more and more prominent, like which is taking minutes to launch, thousands of mutation, like not just daily. In fact, now it has gone as sophisticated as within second, hyper personalized fear phishing. We can't have just the manual way of dealing with the cybersecurity threat like we used to do, right? Like some of the stats that I was looking at, that without the AI, I would say, enabled defense system, it almost takes 204 days on an average, even for the detection time. And then you can imagine the RCA, I would say, the fixes and all that kind of stuff, like that takes forever, right? Similarly, like it will take days to remove phishing sites versus, I would say, where the attacks are happening, like there's a speed of like in the brute force. So that's another thing. And then there is 70%, right? Like slower containment if you're not leveraging AI these days in the area of cybersecurity. So with that, I'll touch upon, because I understand a lot of you come from the cybersecurity background. There is a huge market potential which is emerging for the professionals to upskill themselves, or I would say folks who are just starting out, right, to become more of a hybrid of a AI-enabled cybersecurity expert. And when I say that, and I just want to like once again clarify, I focus on the strategy side globally, not on the tech engineering side. So I keep telling everybody, AI is not just like for the techies, but it is for everyone. So I encourage everyone, and there are questions in the chat also, right? There are courses. So there are courses both on the tech side and the strategy side, because AI is the future, right? Like it's more about like understanding the functional. You may not need to get into the that technical requirement. So with that, I would say, right, like cybercrime costs are expected, as I already talked about, right, 10.5 trillion annually by this year itself. And that leads to, I would say, like increase in the cybersecurity market, which has been like growing, right, like year over year. AI driven cybersecurity, we are anticipating, right, like there's a 24% growth. And that helps with, right, like definitely for the individuals, whether they're looking at, I would say, getting into this field either through, I would say, joining a big tech company, starting their own. I think the opportunity is immense in this area for AI powered cybersecurity. And at the same time, I would say there are some live examples already where, if you look at it, right, there are a lot of unicorns which have emerged for this area. I've just like highlighted some of the, I would say, big ones where even Google ended up either acquiring them or investing in them, right? Latest acquisition being Wiz, which is a cloud security platform. Like right, like Google actually acquired them. CrowdStrike, I know it was like in news for wrong reason, but if you look at the core technology, like it's all about like enabling cybersecurity through AI endpoint protection. Mandiant was another, I would say, very exciting, I would say, acquisition that Google did. I think it was way back in 2022. Again, area focus on cybersecurity, and we are increasingly seeing, right. And as part of my role, also, like we keep evaluating, I would say, new partners and unicorns and all that, like in this particular area, right. So huge opportunity for some of you who are actually considering the entrepreneurial route, or even like looking into jumping in one of these cool areas. There's opportunities immense. Then I would say, last but not least, in terms of like there's a huge demand because currently there's a huge delta, because the way AI has emerged, it has created a huge vacuum in the market, where I would say there is a lack of, I would say, professional who are actually being able to get into AI-enabled cybersecurity. So, as per one of the data points, there are 3.4 million actually unfilled opportunities out there. Then more and more new roles are being created in cybersecurity. Like, in fact, if you look at not just in organizations like Google and others, even in the other, I would say, any organization which is adapting AI, they are actually creating the, I would say, the data governance organization, where they need folks who can help in terms of human in the loop, training AI the right way to ensure there is like I would say, no threat in the inherent code. Also ensuring like the AI bias is removed, and also ensuring, right, there's a complete policy and regulation, right? So huge opportunity in terms of, I would say, folks who are thinking of exploring getting into this exciting area enabled through AI. And the other interesting aspect is, I would say, while in order to be abreast with how I would say sophisticated, I would say attackers are getting, similarly at the same time, I would say the discipline or the practice internally that we have been deploying to how should we be ahead of the curve. We have been looking at like I would say, I'm sure some of you might be aware, right? Like there are concepts like red teaming, where you are actually throwing more and more aggressive prompts and trying to break the model yourself to uh, ensure that like the AI is performing adequately the way it should be. And then there is a huge pivot opportunity, right? Like for anybody who's trying to build a career, right?